now that we have the geometry loading correctly, we're going to start creating some reference points. The reference points here are going to be just reference points from where we are going to move or modify stuff. In this case, for example, for this gun, maybe we want this trigger to move. Obviously, it's not going to rotate from here. Also, we want this one to rotate maybe. Maybe we want this one to be able to come out and rotate. Yeah, coming out like this will be good, maybe. And maybe we want something else for this. I don't know if we want to modify this, but anyway, so let's start placing some reference points. So I'm gonna go to my render motion tool, rig tools, and I'm going to start creating some points. So I'm gonna go just to the points, to these points, and I'm gonna create a locator at average vertex. Okay, so there is the locator at average vertex, which is this one. And it's at the center of this. I'm going to move it a little bit back. I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees so it rotates in the x-axis. This is the, if I go and look into the object, this is the axis oriented of the object, the axis orientation of the locator. So this is how I'm going to place it. And for example, for this piece, I have a pivot here for it to rotate, but also I want it to come out. So maybe I need another mechanism or another pivot point. I'm going to rotate it here, put it here. I'm going to place it down here, right? So look how I have 2 points, right? One at the center and one down. Why 2 points? Because doing it that way, maybe when I parent this one to this geometry and then to this one is going to be used to let me test it, to rotate this object and take it out, right? It's going to rotate to come out and maybe change or add bullets or do stuff, right? Maybe it will come this far and you will be able to put some bullets inside. Anyway, I'm going to undo this so I can return the geometry to where it was, and I want also this piece to rotate. I'm going to select this vertex, locator at average vertex. I have it there. I'm going to select this one. I'm going to do the same, locator at average vertex. And the orientation of this, for example, here it's rotating in the X, so maybe it's good to keep X like that. And I'm going to aim towards Y. So X is my first axis where it's going to rotate, and then Y is aiming down, right? In this case, on the other one, let's look for this point, exactly the same. I'm going to aim Y and I'm going to rotate, whoops, 90 degrees here. Here, let me put here fixed values, so 90, 0, 180, no, minus 180. Okay, there you go. And that's how it's aiming. I'm just going to aim it up in Y, so it's rotating in X. And what else? I think maybe I need something also for the handle, something main in the body of this. So I'm just going to create one point locator. I'm going to place it here, and there you go. In this case, since this is just a locator, I'm going to emit X forward, just to see how it works. Okay, there you go. Maybe do I want something here? Could be. Couldn't be, I don't know. I don't think this is going to move, so I think that's enough. I'm going to rename all the points. Maybe these two are going to be, this one is going to be cylinder bale. Let's call it, this is the barrel. I thought this was the barrel. Anyway, let's just call it ballet, because that's the name that it should have, right? I guess so, just to match the modeling. Let's name it here. Let's open this and get the renaming tool, and let's call it ballet. And this point is centered. There is no sides. There you go, ballet reference point. Let's call this one. This is the hammer, so let's name it hammer reference point. There you go. Then this is the main piece. So gosh, let's call it gosh. Rename, there we go. And this one is the trigger, right? So let's call it here trigger. Rename object. Okay. Now I have all my points named, except for this one. This is the pivot point to take out the barrel. So let's name it pivot barrel. Okay, and let's rename it. There we go. Now I have renamed this, and it looks like it's all named correctly. Let's group this. Let's call this point reference points. Now that I have all my reference points that I want here, I need to save this file. This reference points file, it's going to be saved very easily with the save data tool here. Remember that you need to be in the correct context, right? So we're gonna save in the gun, and what this is going to do is gonna go into my my folder where it's the gun, and I don't have a rigging folder here, but in the moment when I save the reference file, save reference file, it's already saved. You can look at it in the script editor, setting output. It's gonna tell me where it was saved. And it was saved, it created the rigging folder, and there it put the data inside my name, data, Maya files, reference points. That's my data to build this rig. Remember that the data is per user, so each one of you is gonna have data. That's how right now the environment is working. So based on your name, you're gonna have data for your character. You can share that data just by copying these files over. Anyway, so once we have this and this is done, now I think it's time to build the rig. I'm going to stop this here, and if you have questions, let me know.